About 4,500 pedestrian deaths occur at night in the US. Drivers usually say that they didn't see the person in time to stop. They can see a pedestrian at about 300 feet if he or she is crossed in white and if there is no strong light from oncoming cars. But it takes the average motorist 317 feet to stop a car that is going to 55 miles an hour. Visibility drops sharply if the person walking is in dark crossing. This problem is compounded by the fact that people on foot consistently overestimate how well drivers can see them. To the pedestrian, it is hard to imagine being unnoticed while bathed in intense illumination. While bathed in intense illumination from headlights. In reality, pedestrians usually present very little contrast to the night roadway scene, and pedestrians usually present very little contrast to the night roadway scene and are nearly invisible to oncoming traffic until it's too late. Invisible to oncoming traffic until it's too late. But illumination and contrast are just part of the problem. Another important component is our misperception. Perception 知覚認識 Perceive our misperception of the risks involved in nighttime driving. Another important component but illumination and contrast are just part of the problem. Another important component is our misperception of the risks involved in nighttime driving, and there is a psychological basis for this seemingly irrational behavior. Visual tasks can be classified into two modes. The more familiar is the recognition mode. We use it to identify what we are looking at. The other is the guidance mode, which works automatically and helps us to decide where objects are and to guide our movements. The driver's primary job is steering along the path ahead, which depends mostly on the recognition mode. The motorist must also check dashboard instruments, read road signs, and monitor surroundings for potential obstacles. These activities require the recognition mode, guidance mode. In good ride, experienced drivers have little trouble using both modes of vision at the same time. The trouble comes when night falls. The guidance mode is not affected appreciably. But recognition functions such as sensitivity to contrast and ability to perceive objects. But recognition functions such as sensitivity to contrast and ability to perceive objects degrade rapidly. Since the guidance mode is not impaired, the driver can steer the vehicle as easily at night as during the day. And the most frequently used recognition information is artificially enhanced to compensate. Enhanced to compensate. Recognition information is artificially enhanced to compensate for the loss of daylight. Dashboard instruments. Recognition mode は Recognition の情報は人工的に日光の失われた日の光を保証するのを向上させる。Dashboard instruments are illuminated, and other vehicles normally have headlights and tails on. These artificial improvements increase safety in one way. ある面では安全に増加した。But also justifiably enhance motorist self-confidence, since road signs and instruments are easy to see and the guidance vision system continues to function well. Drivers fail to realize that other visual recognition tasks have become far more difficult. A driver who has not yet had a night accident is unlikely to appreciate. Continue to function well. Drivers fail to realize that other visual recognition tasks have become far more difficult. A driver who has not yet had a night accident is unlikely to appreciate appreciate は高く評価する、感謝する。appreciate be likely ありそうな。認識する。appreciate that many of the dangerous he faces are effectively invisible. Unlikely to appreciate. He doesn't recognize that the great hazard of night animals, pedestrians, and disabled vehicles will be seen too late. Wow. Deserved 障害物。